Hello everyone. I am going to be reviewing a whole pile of basically all my watercolor pencils that I currently have. And for color, if you get color watercolor pencils, these are half the price of Castle watercolor pencils, half the price. They looked like a really good bargain. They are a really good bargain. I got the 120 set. The reason I have just this instead of, like the case, if you get this in June of 2024, sorry, or 2025 more than likely, it doesn't have the name Color anywhere on it at all whatsoever. So I'm just using the insert that comes with it as the, that, and you don't get to, this way you actually get to see the colors. So there. So anyway, so basically instead of having the box here, I'm just going to have the insert here. So this is my opinion, and I had a comedian friend, let's just say, tell me that he heard from a comedian friend himself. He said that everybody has opinions. Opinions are like farts. They all stink. And that's just the truth. And so this is my opinion about what I have and what I have encountered. And I hope that this helps you too. And over the years, as far as I know from other people, some of these things, this is from like the 90s, the late 90s, very late 90s. Oh my gosh, this might be from 1990, no, 1997, no. Either way, this is really old. This is really old. My colors I just got this year. So these are the newest, these are the oldest. And from the advent of YouTube all the way to now, these products, Artista's new. As far as I know, Reeves are new, but they don't seem to exist anymore. Anyway, they haven't changed. Even for the ones that seemingly passed away, such as Reeves, because as far as I know, Reeves doesn't exist anymore, especially in watercolor pencils. Yeah, so that just threw my brain for a loop. I'm sorry. My brain has gotten very ADHD, and the fact that it can't stay on one topic and one subject. And I want to start doing the autistic thing of throwing all the information at you at once because it's all relevant. So I have to, and it causes me the blue screen of death in my brain. So I go blank. So we're going to start at the beginning here. So sorry about my babbling. We're going to start at the beginning and make it easy on my poor little shorted out brain. So Derwent watercolor pencils. I got these from my uncle when I was still in my teens. It could have been 1999. I'm going to say it was 1999 when I was 19 because I don't want it to be when I was 17. Anyway, so I got this as a gift. I'm very grateful for it. It was my very first set of massive colored pencils, and watercolor pencils at that. I thought that they were going to be the perfect traveling companion. It was absolutely fantastic. And I was immediately disappointed. I was disgusted by these over the years. Personally, I have found out that Derwent watercolor pencils are so pale. And I'm sorry, I'm going to be tearing all these products a new one, or at least the ones that I don't like. I am not impressed with these. I am disgusted by these. And I am not the only one. Everybody hates these Derwent watercolor pencils. If anything should have gone under, these things. Not the company. The company, I guess, produces good products in their other lines, but at least for these watercolor pencils, in my experience, they have been horrible. Horrible. They do fade. They do fade. I love their ink tints. I've not noticed fading in their ink tints because I actually did a massive fade test on these. There you go. There you go. These look okay right now. Arguably, they are neck and neck. Oh, I never even compared these. They are neck and neck with the Colors. Oh no! They're neck and neck with the Colors, in my opinion. Just looking at these, just the Derwents are not that pigmented, in my opinion. They're not that dark, and you don't get that large of a set, and they are, for the money. Back in the 90s, there was a store up north in Minnesota called Wet Paint, and my uncle got these for me for $67.99 plus tax at Wet Paint in the 90s. That was a significant chunk of change back then, especially on a, quote, worthless art supply, unquote, which my family saw art as worthless. They loved my art. They could see what I could do, but they're like, you can't be a worthless artist. So I am not impressed with Derwent watercolor pencils. For the price and for the sheer volume that you get, I have to say, even though these colors are a little bit more faded and not as nice, in my opinion, as the Derwents, because you can get 120 of these in their 2024 for $30. Literally $35 gets you these colors. And if you have a Prime Amazon membership, you can get these 120 watercolors of color. You know, they are less in color, and they have a far greater range, as you can tell. So I guess I'm doing the Colors and the Derwents at the exact same time. I did not mean to do that. But you can get a far greater range of colors. They are a little bit lesser in strength than the Derwents, I have to admit. But you can get 120 of these for $35. And if you have an Amazon Prime membership, you can get them for $27. So think how much cheaper they are if you're not going to get 120. If you're only going to get 24, 48, 36, whatever sets these colors come in. You know, these are just watercolor pencils. So I have to say, I'm not too happy with the Colors. So, but I'll finish with the Derwents at the moment. So I don't like the Derwents. They're pale. They do fade. They do fade. This actually, and I can see it, has already faded out compared to the way it was when I first laid it down. They're nowhere near as dark. And when you actually sit down and do an art piece with them, I was constantly getting frustrated, and I thought it was me. I couldn't figure it out. I found out that it wasn't me at all. It was actually the art supply itself. Now, the way I'm seeing it on camera, it doesn't look that much different. In real life, I can see the difference. I can see the difference. There's a major difference. So, my opinion, do not get these Derwent watercolor pencils. Just don't. Please don't. If you're going to get, I'm sorry, but not very pigmented, worthless watercolor pencils, get these. Get these Colors. All right? You will save yourself a ton of money. You'll be able to get a huge set of them. You know, you can get a 36 set of color watercolor pencils for, you know, probably $15 more than likely. And that's in today's day and age. So don't get the Derwents. They're not good. They're very pale and everything. And since I already did it, why not just go straight into these Colors? I'm not too impressed by them. I have to say, I'm not impressed by them. They're kind of pale. They're kind of faded. They're actually a little worse than these Derwents. Not by much. Not by much. They are really neck and neck. And since I wanted to assess them right alongside, so obviously I'm giving you the bad news first. The colors, I think they are the best bang for your buck. They are the cheapest. They give you the largest range of colors, but their colors are not deep. They're not vibrant. They're not highly pigmented. That's the thing. They're not highly pigmented. They're just not. But if you're going to spend money on something that's not highly pigmented, get these. That is my opinion. These win. These win over the Artisas. Definitely, they win over the Artisas, and they win over the Derwents. They win over the Derwents big time. Big time. Okay? So, and yeah, the lamp light came on. I touched the lamp. They're touch lamps. So, okay. I say get these. Now, the Artisas. The Artisas, I do not like. I have the exact same problem with the Artisas as I do with the Colors and with the Derwents. And in my opinion, Artisa is not highly pigmented. It's just not highly pigmented. And you can't get as many colors as the Colors. I like that. It's like it's supposed to be in vogue or something, color. But you can get 120 of these watercolor pencils for the Colors. Artisa, this is their largest set, even to date. I got these when Artisa first came out on the market. This was the very first thing. I dug and dug and dug. And thankfully, I got them to cough up watercolor pencils, which they did have. And then next thing you know, after I bought this set, a couple of months later, they ended up finally going, oh, we got watercolor pencils, come buy. You know, they started advertising big time. But these, as you can see, are very pale. They are, you know, they are really, truly neck and neck. It's basically, you know, it's the same thing as the Colors. In fact, it feels like the exact same pencil marketed differently. Oh, and by the way, I got this idea from Lindsay Wyrick online. You can actually put like a little mask thingy that you can pull through. You take a little boring object and you put a hole in it, and then you cut off the little straps from a mask and you put it through and you tape it underneath. And that actually allows you to pull out. The tray is real easy. So yeah, there's this. See? And I'm not going to show you all these, but see, it's literally essentially like having the exact same pan of pencils. There is no difference in my mind between these Colors and the Artisas. Period. They're the exact same pencil. They're the exact same cheapness. They're the exact same wood. The Colors are literally like half the price. Literally like half the price of the Artisas. So I'm not impressed with the Artisas. They are a little bit brighter, I noticed. A little bit happier, perkier in their coloring, I noticed. There is that niceness about them. But they come in this tin, you know, obviously, where you have to make your own little pulls, because this doesn't work. I was trying that all over the place, and I thought there was something wrong with me. No, it's the way that they made the tray. If you're having problems with something, it wasn't engineered right. So, thankfully, someone else thought of this, and of course, I did it, and it works wonderfully, so I suggest anyone else doing this. But, yeah, there you go for this. Sorry, but I say personally, don't get their Artisas. They're not a good buy either. They are more expensive than the Colors. If you're going to buy cheap, just get the Colors. You can get the Colors in this nice little case. You know, it's a carrying case, and the nice thing about the carrying case, this was actually made for artists, because you can actually see they set it up for artists. This is better than an easel. This is so much. I wish that all the colored pencil holders on the internet worked like this, so you could actually pull out the trays and set them up. You know, because this is the best idea I've ever. Whoever engineered this was a true artist, and they were a genius. And thank you so much, Thank you so much. If you're going to go cheap in a good way, not a bad way like Derwent and Artisa. I'm sorry, it's the truth. And this kind of thing, I just kind of wonder why no one thought of it before. Why? Because the only other option other than this is to, let me put these away, is to literally do like an easel sort of thing where you know, have everything propped up at an angle, like that, and you have your stuff sitting there, because that's the only other good thing that will work, I've found. But being able to actually take the trays out, that's the best. Now, before I discuss the ones that I have found personally are the best, I'm going to discuss these. Now, if you want to go cheap, you don't have very much money, and you still want a good range of colors, I was going to suggest these Staedtler's 24 watercolor pencils. Now, I might be able to put on the screen here the screenshots that I took. Far as I know, Staedtler doesn't necessarily sell these anymore, but if you dig, you can find them. I think they still do produce them, and you can still get them. These are the best, and they are fairly cheap, and you do get 24 of them. They were meant for kids, far as I know, but they are fantastic. I strongly suggest if you're going to get watercolor pencils, get these, if you can find them at all. And as you can see here, this is what I managed to find in the line of the screenshots. This is what I managed to find online here. I don't know how else to put it. And hopefully you'll be able to dig around and find these pencils yourself. They are still selling them. They seem to be producing them in some limited capacity. Maybe they're only producing them for like the country that the business is located in, but if you're lucky, you can still get it if you're in like America or Canada or England. I don't know. But yeah, welcome back visually. But yeah, so that's, I mean, hopefully you can get your hands on these. These I think are the best bet when you want to go cheap, but you definitely want watercolor pencils and you want a good range. You want a good number of them. The only other ones that I would suggest, and I think these are absolutely fantastic, are Reeves. And I got these while I was a teenager in the 90s. And these, and actually this box, I think I actually got this in the year 2000, after the 90s, in the year 2000 and past. I might have actually gotten these in 2013. I don't know. Anyway, these were absolutely fantastic. They are still absolutely fantastic. I'm not even going to show the coloring charts to you because far as I could tell, far as I looked, Reeves does not make this anymore. Reeves does not make these anymore. This was also another really good bargain. I was going to suggest it to you. I've looked. I will look again, but I don't think that these are produced anymore. I apologize for that, but I did just want to show them just in case, and in hopes of getting the Reeves company to produce these watercolor pencils again, because I thought they were fantastic. These are the best if you want to go cheap and you want a good selection of colors. You get 24 colors, and they used to be so good in the line of price. They were absolutely fantastic. So I would have suggested these if you want. Oop, come on, focus. Why? Oddly enough, it quit focusing there. I don't know why. These are the best when it comes to, just quality and price and depth of color and vibrancy and everything. These are just the best. Period. So now, if you want to save money. Now I'm going to discuss this. This is my latest acquisition. These Artistos, I think they're called. I am shocked by this. These are a bargain brand pencil. They are not that, they are more expensive. They're, I think they're more expensive than Castle products, but these are brand new. They're just on the market now. If you have the money And this is why, I guess this is why I'm putting it at the end of the video. If you have the money, go and buy these now, because I can promise you this business is going to up their price, and they're going to up it soon. These are some of the best watercolor pencils at the cheapest price I have ever encountered. Get these. They don't have a very big range. They are just like the Artistas in that they only go to 72. They do not go to 120 colors like the Colors. I wish that they went to 120 colors like the Colors, because these colors are so vibrant and so deep. These are the very best, and my battery's dying, so I'm really, really worried. I got to try to hurry up and film the rest of this. So these Artistos are the very, very best. Oh my gosh, go out and get these now. They are cheap in price, but they are so vibrant and so dark in color. And this is what it comes with. It comes with this little instruction manual, I guess you could say. It shows all their, and look at how vibrant and deep the colors are. And that's almost true to the colors themselves. And look at this. It comes with a little how to sharpen the pencils, how to hold the pencil, how to keep it sharp. And then it gives you a little instruction of, fast and dirty, how to actually use watercolor pencils. I think that's really neat. And then, of course, it has an advertisement of all the colors here. And if I had all the money in the world, I'd be getting the watercolor pads, watercolor booklets and whatnot, because, oh my gosh, I would be using these. And here's the back of it. This is almost like an unboxing for this. So you get that. And then, and this I made up myself, but you get this nice little plastic thing that protects the pencils and all of it. And you also get this nice little piece of foam that protects the pencils and all of it. So this is absolutely fantastic. I have no complaints about this, especially for the price. And look at these vibrancy. Look at how deep and vibrant these colors are. Oh my gosh, I cannot. I'm shocked. I'm absolutely shocked. These are so deep and vibrant that they are actually darker and more vibrant than my Prismacolor watercolor pencils. So these are actually better. You can't really see it on the camera here, but they are better and more vibrant. And I'll just show you real fast. These are my color swatches when it comes to, look at that. Look at how dark that is. Look at how deep it is. Some of them are even opaque. They almost cover, the white definitely covers the black. Look at that. They are so dark. They are so vibrant. They are so beautiful. And I'm shocked because their price is so cheap for how good they are. They are so much better in price. If I ever have the ability to, I'm going to get a 72 set of these. They don't go up to 120 like I put it all away already, like the Color watercolor pencils. They only go up to 72 like the Artista watercolor pencils, which is unfortunate. I wish they had a larger line, but for the price, this is the best that you can get right now in June of 2024. All right, and I'm sure in 2025 also. In fact, these things seem to last a long time. I noticed that if it's true 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it's pretty much true now. Thankfully, for better or for worse, companies don't change very much, so far. So, and this is, and also, yeah, I had to put on little, they do have the little grabber things, just like, Artista. I don't like it. I obviously put little mask things. I taped it on the back instead of boring holes into it. And this is what you get. For 72, you get 2 trays. And yes, you do have breakage. You do have breakage with some of them. That is the only downside. And I figure the wood is cheap. The wood is cheap. You do have problems with some of the leads breaking and dissolving away, which is why some of these obviously are not so great in length. They sharpen, they actually broke and I had to sharpen them. I wasn't, just doing these watercolor pencil tests, which I wasn't too impressed with, but the depth and the vibrancy of color, I mean, for the price, this is the best. This is the best. the price is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. All right. It is just, look at that. The depth is, the darkness, the depth, and this is without water. Look at that. That is stunning. You can't get this type of vibrancy. You didn't get it with the, I'll even try to show you. You clearly didn't get it with the colors, you know? I mean, look at that. And you very much, the Artisas didn't even come with their own little color chart. I had to make my own. You know, granted, this was forever ago with the Artisas, but this is the colors. This is the Artisa, and now look at that. You can see, even on camera, you don't have to be in real life. You can see on camera the difference in the darkness and the depth of color. And then this is how beautiful they become when you add water to them. This is them watercolors. So, oh my gosh. Artistos is the way to go. I'm going to clean all this up now and show you the last one. So I cleaned it up. I shoved it all to the side. So now these Prismacolor pencils, until I actually put them against Artistos, I would actually suggest buying these Artistos instead of the Prismacolor watercolor pencils. The only room I'll give the Prismacolor watercolor pencils that these are very old. I bought them many years ago. Probably 2013 to 2016 at the latest, at the very latest, you know, most recent. And yeah, there you go. And it comes with a nice little booklet, a nice little advertising thing. And it gives you kind of like lessons, you know, which I tried learning off these. They're not really lessons. They don't really work. And then, of course, their range. Prismacolor, they do not have a range of watercolor pencils. This is the largest that they have sold. And this, to this day, this is the largest set of watercolor pencils that they offer, 36. They don't offer anything larger than 36 colors. They are very expensive. I have found out that even though in these tests they do look entirely liquefied, when you add water to it, I found out that when in actually drawing with them, I am very heavy-handed. I have always been heavy-handed. In losing strength here from illness, I'm not, some days I didn't have any strength at all, and so I'm not as heavy-handed as I used to be. But having said that, even though it looks like they liquefy entirely on this test sheet, I will promise you, in actual working with these things, they do not entirely liquefy. They just do not. They leave marks behind, and they leave marks so significantly that you can actually see the underlying, and you can almost see that here. You can see the underlying pencil scribbling and drawing, even though it does liquefy, even though it does become watercolor with the addition of water. You can't really see it on these test marks. And it's not like I can just rip the artwork out of God knows where it is to visually prove it to you, but just take my word. These things, they leave the original pencil marks behind. They do not entirely liquefy, and they are difficult to get out of their case. You know, I have a hard time pulling them out. Thankfully, it's not that bad. You know, it's not as bad as the, you know, Artisas at all. But yeah, these Prismacolor, I mean, look at that vibrancy. That is absolutely beautiful. You are going to pay a pretty penny, and you're not going to be able to get very many colors. You're only going to be able to get 36. But this vibrancy is absolutely stunning. So if I was going to suggest any type of watercolors and you actually have the money to buy watercolor pencils, I would suggest, first and foremost, these Artistos. I don't know how archival these are. My personal experience, anything that is colored pencil or watercolor pencil, it's not archival, point blank. It's going to be just as bad as ink, if not worse in some regards, you know, no matter what. But despite archivalness, when it comes to vibrancy and depth, I would strongly suggest getting Prismacolor pencils. Well, Prismacolor watercolor pencils, because that's what we're reviewing here. Prismacolor watercolor pencils, or Artistos. The Prismacolors are going to be more expensive. You're not going to be able to get as many, obviously, but look at that. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. And you have a massive range of color, you know, from very, very light to very, very dark. So, yeah, I thought I would spend more time on these Prismacolors, but my battery is running low and I do need to cut it off. So here you go, a visual deliciousness, a visual yummy of these Prismacolor watercolor pencil swatches that I made. And here you go, a visual yummy of just the pencils themselves. And I really don't know what else to say other than that, you know, other than save your money, save your money, save your time, and, you know, get the Prismacolor watercolor pencils. Even though there's only 36 of them, get these. And definitely get these Artistos while you can, because these are so good. I can promise you the price is going to go up. Because they... Oh my God, these are amazing. And yeah, so the two best ones are Prismacolor, and also I have duct tape on them because I found out that these tins do not stay closed once you put your little, they don't make room for putting, you know, like tripled over. Essentially, when you fold it up, it's like putting 3 pieces of, you know, cardstock into one, and then if you're doing that with 3 different pieces of paper, it's like, you know, that's like 9 pieces of cardstock crammed into one tin. So that's why I put duct tape on these. And the duct tape, you know, keeps it closed nice and tight. I can put it up right like that, and I don't have to worry about it. It doesn't fall open. That's just, it's an automatic that I do, and I never thought about explaining it, but I realized maybe I need to. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, these are the two that you want to get. These are the two. This is the best bang for your buck. The cheapest price, you're going to get the best in everything, the best colors and everything. These are expensive, but they're reliable. You only get 36 colors. That's the highest they go, but they are very good in vibrancy and depth. So if you're going to buy watercolor pencils, I suggest buying these two. All the others, I strongly, in my personal opinion, I would not suggest buying. But if you want something that's really cheap and you don't care about vibrancy or depth, then definitely get the Colors. If you're just trying to save money and get the largest amount of colors, then get the Colors. Literally, get the Colors. So that's it. I hope that this helped. And please let me know what you think of my stinky opinion. There you go. And hopefully y'all have the same stench as me and agree to some degree. So there you go. I'm glad that I had the energy and the strength and the momentary free time to do this very long and, for me, very long and complicated video. This is going to be a nightmare editing it up because I had to take many breaks and everything, but I'm glad that I got it done. I'm so relieved I got it done. I'm so relieved that my health at the moment has allowed me to do it. So there we go for now. I'll see you in the next video. Bye! And I'm so glad that I managed to get this watercolor pencil opinion piece video done. So love you lots. Bye.